Hey dolls, it's me, Michelle. And this one's gonna be a hot button issue. I gotta make sure I do, because I want to bring a light to things. And I don't see many videos on YouTube like this. At least not that I know of. If anybody knows a video, I'll give it credit. But right now, I personally haven't seen one. And that's the smoking statistics in the LGBT community. Not just the transgender, but the lesbian, gay, bisexual community. It's too high. I'm talking about smoking tobacco, and I know a lot of people. I could just see some people like if they want to smoke cigarettes, then they let them do it. That's their business. And I'm like, no, because smoking has been proven by science to cause lung cancer. Yeah, lung cancer, emphysema, among other lovely diseases. I don't want to see my fellow trans and gay and bisexual, and I don't want to see them put through that. So I got a link from Truth Initiative. They cover all sorts of information about tobacco and LGBT statistics. And this article was published on February 13th, 2018. And they talk about disproportionately high smoking rates among lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender adults. Smoke at rates up to 2.5 times higher than straight adults, due in part to targeted marketing by big tobacco. I also think it has a lot to do with the stress in society, how you're not accepted. So many gay people and transgender people are told that they're freaks and that they need to die, or you're sinful, you're evil, and I think a lot of that, smoking cigarettes kind of eases the stress off a lot of us and everything. So this is not a judgment video. Okay? I want to stress that. But I want you to know that when you're doing this, you're doing harm to yourself. And that's never good. It's never good to do harm to yourself, and it's never good to give into societal pressure to do things that you may think are cool and stuff, but are ultimately very bad. So what are some of the statistics? According to this article from Truth Initiative, let's see, overall 20.6% of LGBT adults and 35.5% of transgender adults smoke cigarettes, compared to 14.9% of straight adults. Transgender adults are 2.1 times more likely than cisgender adults to smoke. Only 11.8% of heterosexual young adults indicate that they currently smoke cigarettes, compared to 19% homosexual, 16.9% of bisexual, and 33.2% of transgender young adults. Bisexual women, up to 0.5 times more likely to smoke, tried their first cigarette at a younger age, and have higher nicotine dependence than heterosexual women. LGBT smokers are significantly more likely to smoke menthol cigarettes. More than 36% of LGBT smokers report that they usually smoke menthols, which are easier to use and harder to quit. The prevalence of smoking under other types of tobacco, including water pipes and cigars, cigarillos, or small cigars, is higher for LGBT adults compared to heterosexual adults. There's more in here which I'll put, but I wanted to get to the percentages because that's the important statistic, because I know the LGBT community goes through a lot. We do. We are one of the most marginalized minority groups on the planet. And imagine being a minority person of color and then being an LGBT person. That just adds twice the anxiety on your nerves and everything. And I know it's easy to give into temptation, but please try not to. Because these people they profit off of your ill health. And I know a lot of you know that you're doing this, but I think you're doing it because it's a cry for help. I've had such a strong, stable support system from probably the best human being that I've ever known in my life, my brother, who is been like an angel to me. He has just bent over backwards for me. My best friend Manisha, and my best friend Trish, and Meg, and I have Megan. I have, Jenny, and I have these wonderful angels in my life who support me, and I have groups here in Indianapolis that, help out too. I think what I'll do is I'll put a number in the link below for people to call that can help with stress and stuff. There are suicide hotlines for LGBT people. There's lots of groups in your area. Please put down the cigarettes. Put them down. You don't want lung cancer. You don't want emphysema. That's why a lot of people drive you crazy. They want you dead. They want you to die younger. Don't give them that satisfaction. It is a real problem. It is a very real problem. And to all the heterosexual and cisgendered people out there who support us, thank you. To all the heterosexual and cisgendered people who harass us, screw you. If you think this is funny, then screw you. Because someone is suffering and stuff, just because you may not agree with their lifestyle and stuff doesn't mean that you should get satisfaction out of their suffering. You talk about transgender people being ill. No, sweetheart, you're mentally ill. There's something wrong with you. If this is what gets your kicks in life, then get help. I don't want to see transgenders and gay people and stuff suffering and dying, and I don't want to see straight people either. I don't. Please, get help, get support, and don't try to give in to these temptations that are out there for us. These tobacco companies target you because they know that you're dealing with a lot of stress, but they also know that they can make money off of your suffering, even if it costs you your life.